cat's claw and they happy.
That's it.
That's it. You don't want to know nothing about no culture, nothing about that. Just tell them what to take so they can be on their way and still continue the same corruption of their body. Because you can't be healthy and cultureless.
Right.
It doesn't compute.
For those of you who are watching at home right now, Dr. Llaila Africa will be at 130 Greenfield Street in Hartford this evening, at about between 7 and 9 for meet and greet. So you can come on over, 130 Greenfield Street. That's the red, gold, and green house. Everyone knows it. You can come through this evening. I just wanted to ask you a question on, you're talking about culture.
Yes.
And how do you see the role of the family as the promulgator of culture? Because I see the family nowadays has a big question mark after it nowadays as to what a family is now. It's like family, then there's a question mark.
Oh yes, and the European concept, of course.
Which we seem to be following.
That's true.
Wholesale.
That's true. That's how you move a civilization. If the family doesn't improve, the civilization doesn't improve. What I'm talking about is the relationship between a man and a woman. If that improves, then the civilization improves, because the man and the woman raise a child. So if the man and the woman are healthy, they're going to raise a healthy child, and a healthy child says, I want to be free. That's a natural response for a healthy child. So what I'm saying is that the mother, the father, the husband and wife, that union is the basis for how the civilization is structured. And if you want to destroy a civilization, you break up that relationship. That's why they sold the child, sold the father during slavery, just bust up the family. That's the first thing they did. And in order for us to get back on key, back on point, we had to put that together. But the family is the most important unit in a civilization. That's what you build a civilization upon. That's what you build power upon. You have families, we call it genus in herbal medicine. We have genus, we have family, we have order, we have phylum. The family is the basis, and that's what we call the vitamin B complex, which we should say the vitamin B family. And we have the vitamin C complex, but we should say the vitamin C family. And we have the calcium complex, which we say the calcium family. But we only think it's one calcium, but it's about 100 different calciums because they come in a family. But you learn this whole concept from people who don't understand family, because they don't have a family. They have what we call a pride, more like a lion or something. They have a pride. A family structure takes a highly developed civilization to put together a family structure. That's a technology. Family is a technology.
Right. We refer to that, we use that quote that the family is the highest form of technology.
Of course, of course.
You see? But we've noticed that there's a degenerative attitude really being promoted through the media and all the things that they control to really expressly even destroy their own families.
Well, we're giving them credit for what they don't have anyway.
Well, that's true.
The thing is that what we're looking at is we're saying family, and we understand family. However, what they're looking at is making the family, the leader of the family, the mother and father of the family, the government. That's why they invented something called teenagers, to extend dependency on the system. This started way back in 1930. In 1920, when they introduced the rote learning system, where you just say something over and over and over again until you get it, but you don't use intelligence, you just a parrot repeating things. And they introduced this whole system, a Jewish fella did that. And it shows it caused a person to cling to immature thoughts forever. So the only way they can develop any form of maturity is through the government. The government should be your mother and father. That's the whole objective. Not your mother and father, but the government.
So that's like the Emancipation Proclamation type of thing, where you go from private property to government property?
The government becomes your mother and father. That's the whole objective. They got to destroy this thing you call a family, because they want you dependent on them to define what is right, what is wrong, to discipline you through the courts or fining you. That becomes your mother and father. If you want something to be rescued from pain, you go to your government, because your government's your mother and your father. That's what they want. Total dependence on the government, which is a corporation controlled by a family. So we're back to the whole thing. But what they have is a clan kind of thing. It's not really empire. Empire requires a lot of sophistication.
Yeah, clannish.
Yeah, but they stay within the clan structure. And they call themselves clans. That's when a couple families get together.
Yeah.
But to build an empire requires a technological civilization that's far advanced, and that's what Africa did.
Right.
You know, we just don't see this thing. It's before us, but we don't see it for some reason.
Like we have to really return to ourselves before ourselves in this condition. It's like, even, for example, to use the word mother, in this present circumstances that we are, is politically incorrect.
Yes.
To use the word father is politically incorrect because it denotes a male, mother denotes a female. And in this confused society right now, if you're saying mother, you have some other people on the sideline saying that you come in with some heterosexual agenda and discriminating against these other people over there.
Correct.
So you can't even say mother nowadays amongst in this system here.
It's a delivery system to get the person attached to the government and not to this viable unit, the breathing unit, the unit that gives life to the child, the actual family, mother and father. So they, again, that's just a delivery system. Homosexuality is a delivery system for European culture. Prisons are a delivery system of European culture. They're going to deliver their culture no matter what the tool is. It doesn't matter if it's school, if it's entertainment, if it's sex, it doesn't matter. They're using this as a delivery system, and what they're delivering is European culture, which means they're in control and they're in power. Because we look for them to define how to have sex. We look for them as to define what is a moral behavior sexually. We don't look to our mother and father. We go to school and pick up a book, which is a book published by them.
Right.
So ultimately, we're delivering ourselves over to them as their slaves or peasants, rather. It's a tricky thing, but it's very simple. You should draw a line. Everybody should draw a line and say, this is mine and that's theirs. Draw a line. Say, I don't cross this line. If I cross this line, I'm European. I'm staying on this side. I'm drawing a line. Just draw a line in the sand. Say, I don't cross this line. I'm sorry. That's your stuff. I don't care.
Doesn't matter how much black people may try, they'll never, ever be white people.
No, they won't.
Never. No matter how they try.
That's a nice thought, but we have with it Beyonce and all these people with their straightened hair, and they're trying to cross over. Queer Latifah and all these people that are trying to cross over. And the media uses them to pull the people over to that European culture. So they're a delivery system of European culture. Queen Latifah, I'm not saying they're evil people.
Right.
Denzel Washington, because all his roles are supporting European culture. So I'm saying they're delivery systems, and they're made stars and purpose.
Right.
So they can deliver more peasants to the Europeans. That's part of it.
Definitely, we see that. How long do you think their run will be before we really get to where we need to be?
Well, you get me into a whole area of probability mathematics and
the history is, this planet is a very old planet. We've been around for a very long time.
You put me into probability mathematics and truth tables and stuff that I like to do, but it looks like 1,000 years, and that's fast. The problem is we want a whole lot of people to be on this bandwagon before we move, and that's not. It never requires a whole lot of people. We just need a few people. That's all we need, because we can't trust all of them Thomasinas and Toms. We can't trust them. So I'm saying if we start just looking at one little cadre as being the power base, and don't try to unite all of them, have one power base here, one over there, one over there. Don't try to unite all of them at all. The objective is don't try to unite.